Sir David Beckham marked his newly received knighthood in style, hosting an intimate but lively celebration with close friends including Neville and Ritchie in the Cotswolds. The Manchester United legend, who was knighted by King Charles III at Windsor earlier this week, splashed out on champagne and fine dining as he celebrated a career-defining honor, surrounded by around 30 guests at the Bull in Charlbury. According to The Sun, guests indulged in oysters, barbecued lamb with roast potatoes, and bottles of 55-pound rose wine, accompanied by margaritas, beer, and espresso martinis. The celebration soon turned into a full-blown party, with locals joining in on the fun as word spread through the village. Adding a personal touch, Beckham's son Cruz performed a specially written song featuring the line, "King Charles came to David Beckham and knighted him, my man." Guests sang along to hits from Oasis and the Rolling Stones, while Beckham himself danced as the crowd chanted. The evening ended just before midnight, with Beckham posing for selfies and signing autographs for fans. His sons Romeo and Cruz joined the festivities, although Brooklyn was notably absent. Beckham later reflected on the honor, telling reporters, "It's a very proud day for us as a family. I grew up in East London in a humble family, dreaming of becoming a professional footballer. To play for Manchester United and for my country was incredible, but to be honored like this is beyond words." Beckham's knighthood recognizes his contributions to football and charity, capping a career that saw him evolve from Manchester United's class of '92 to a global icon. His playing days took him from Old Trafford to Real Madrid, LA Galaxy, and AC Milan, before moving into ownership with Inter Miami in Major League Soccer. Now 50, Beckham continues to balance his ambassadorial duties with his passion for the game, as Inter Miami, led by Lionel Messi, chased their first MLS Cup title after a dominant 4-0 win over Nashville secured a place in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Victoria Beckham is celebrating longtime family friend Holly Ramsey's bachelorette. The 25-year-old daughter of Gordon Ramsay was joined by the fashion designer at her bachelorette party ahead of her upcoming wedding in photos posted on Instagram on Sunday, November 9th. Holly, who is set to marry English Olympic swimmer Adam Peaty, posed in a group shot surrounded by her family and friends, which included Victoria, 51. The former Spice Girl sat in the middle of the group next to Holly's mom, Tana Ramsey, while Holly's sisters, Megan and Tilly Ramsey, were also seen in the photo. "My girls gave me the best weekend. My heart is so full," Holly wrote in the caption. Peaty, 30, sweetly wrote, "I'm unbelievably lucky," in the comment section. In another photo, Holly was snapped again with Victoria as the pair embraced on a couch at the bash. Holly wore a bridal look of a white, embellished mini dress with a matching veil and a bride tiara, while Victoria wore a black blazer and sheer mesh skirt. The carousel post included other photos of the bride-to-be and her party guests sporting funny face masks of Peaty during the celebrations, and a shot of Holly's bridal closet, filled with white, wedding-themed outfits and shoes. The Beckhams and the Ramseys have been close friends for numerous years, and back in 2023, Chef Gordon opened up to people about their bond. David Beckham: "Victoria and the kids are just as normal as Tana and I, down-to-earth, hardworking and amazing foodies. The kids grew up together," he said. Sir David Beckham has recently been knighted by King Charles, celebrating a significant milestone in his illustrious career. However, Gary Lineker, a fellow England football legend and former presenter of Match of the Day, has yet to receive this distinguished honor, even though he was awarded an OBE in recognition of his contributions to sports and charity. Lineker's feelings regarding the honor system have been evident, particularly after fellow football icon Ian Wright was bestowed with an OBE in 2023 for his impactful work on and off the pitch. Wasting no time, Lineker took to social media to congratulate Wright, stating, "Congratulations at Ian Wright 0 on your thoroughly deserved OBE. Sometimes the honors system gets it right." This remark did not go unnoticed, with fans engaging in discussions about the fairness and structure of the honors system. One fan voiced a common sentiment, suggesting that those awarding these honors often hold a dismissive attitude towards football, citing the rarity of knighthoods for footballers. Comparisons were made to other sports, noting that cricketers like Andrew Strauss and Alastair Cook received KBs shortly after their retirements, which prompted further debate about the relative recognition across various sports. While Lineker has been recognized with an OBE, he remains in contention for a knighthood, a distinction that has been awarded to only 30 former footballers, including legends like Kenny Dalglish, Bobby Charlton, and Sir Alex Ferguson. This selective nature of the honors system has left many questioning why some figures in football are overlooked. Beckham expressed immense pride upon receiving the knighthood, remarking, "I couldn't be prouder. People know how patriotic I am. I love my country." He also highlighted the significance of the monarchy in his life, sharing his experience of being abroad and the widespread admiration people have for the British monarchy. As this conversation unfolds, Lineker's supporters continue to advocate for greater recognition of footballers' contributions, while Beckham enjoys a moment of celebration in a long-debated honors landscape. The joke, which aired on Friday night, was quickly branded unacceptable by some viewers, but Catherine Ryan isn't backing down. In fact, she's mocking the outrage itself. So what exactly did she say? Why are people so divided over it? And how has she responded to the criticism? Let's break it all down. Have I Got News for You is one of the UK's most iconic comedy panel shows. Known for its mix of political satire, celebrity humor, and cheeky digs at the week's biggest headlines. The episode featured Catherine Ryan as a guest panelist, joining regular hosts Ian Hislop and Paul Merton. During the show, the conversation turned to David Beckham's possible knighthood, a topic that's been in the news recently. Beckham, who was reportedly snubbed for years over tax-related controversies, is now said to be back in the running after being cleared by HMRC. When the topic came up, Ryan made a quick-witted remark that had the audience laughing, but not everyone at home found it funny. She joked, "It's nice that he's finally being recognized for, well, being hot and rich for 30 years. The crowd laughed, but she followed it up with another line. "Maybe he deserves a knighthood for putting up with all those underwear photo shoots." The audience laughed again, but social media didn't take it the same way. Some viewers immediately began posting that the joke was unacceptable and disrespectful, arguing that Beckham's years of charity work and efforts for veterans should be treated more seriously. Others defended Ryan, saying that humor and satire have always been part of Have I Got News for You's style. Within hours of the show airing, social media was divided. One viewer wrote, "Catherine Ryan's comment about Beckham was unnecessary. Totally out of line. The man's done more for charity than most celebrities." Another said, "That's just typical BBC humor." But supporters quickly hit back. "It's a comedy show, not the 6 o'clock news," one fan wrote. "People seriously need to calm down." Another added, "Catherine Ryan is hilarious. If you're offended by that, you clearly haven't watched the show before." So the audience was clearly split, with one side calling the joke offensive and the other calling the outrage ridiculous. Instead of apologizing, Catherine Ryan decided to mock the outrage in her trademark style. She posted a clip from the show with the caption, "I guess some people don't like jokes now. Imagine being that bored." Later she added, "If being funny on BBC makes you public enemy #1, then so be it." Her fans flooded the comments with support, praising her for standing her ground and not apologizing for doing her job. Some users even compared her response to other comedians who've recently faced backlash for harmless jokes, saying cancel culture is still alive and well. Catherine Ryan, known for her sharp tongue and fearless humor, has always made it clear that she won't censor herself to please everyone, and this was no different. Meanwhile, the BBC has not issued any official comment. But insiders say the network is standing by the show, pointing out that Have I Got News for You has always featured edgy humor and satire. The show has a long history of stirring controversy, with guests and hosts occasionally landing in hot water for pushing comedic boundaries. Media experts say this is another example of context being lost online. When you take a 10-second clip from a satirical program and post it on social media, it's easy for people to misunderstand the tone, especially if they haven't seen the full episode. At the heart of this debate is a much bigger question. Where do we draw the line between comedy and offense? In recent years, comedians have faced increasing pressure to avoid topics that might upset certain audiences. But many argue that comedy is supposed to challenge, provoke, and even make people uncomfortable at times. Catherine Ryan's defenders say her humor was clearly about celebrity culture, not a personal attack on Beckham. One fan summed it up perfectly. "If you can't joke about famous millionaires like Beckham, who can you joke about?" David Beckham himself hasn't commented on the matter. And given his calm reputation when dealing with media controversy, it's unlikely he will. For Catherine Ryan, this incident might even boost her popularity. She's become known for standing up for her comedy and refusing to let internet outrage define her. In a time when every joke can become a headline, she's staying true to her comedic voice. Unapologetic, confident, and funny. So what do you think? Was Katherine Ryan's joke really unacceptable? Or just another case of people taking comedy too seriously? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest celebrity and entertainment updates.